Are you tired of buying bees yet? Let's save you some money, time, and aggravation starting right now. If you're just looking for the demonstration, please just head right down into the description. If you want the academic portion of the video where I'm going to explain all the what's, whys, and most importantly, whens, I'm going to provide you with information that you're going to find valuable and want to take with you. The first thing we have to understand is that mites themselves don't directly kill our honeybees. It's the viruses that they transmit. A little bit about the life cycle of the bees. You have spring and summer bees, and you have your winter bees. Your spring and summer bees only live weeks, 4, 5, maybe 6 weeks, and literally work themselves to death. But brood production is in full force. It's just a cycle. Bees die, bees emerge. You've probably read by now that a queen can lay thousands of eggs in a day. During the winter months, the bees' only job is to warm the cluster and take care of the queen. Due to the lack of physical work, they tend to live much longer. We're talking months, not a few weeks, 3, 4, 5 months. Since brood production slows and even comes to a complete stop, we have to ensure that our winter bees live that entire window to get them back up to the brood rearing period before spring buildup and to maintain that colony. If they have viruses and their life expectancy is now shortened, that cluster is just going to dwindle down, and sooner or later it's going to get so small that they just can't take care of themselves. Your colonies absolutely have to head into winter with happy, healthy, strong colonies. We need to talk about knockdown round versus cleanup round. For the purposes of this video, since it's an oxalic acid video and I use oxalic acid for my fall treatment, that's a cleanup round. A knockdown round is done more towards the end of summer and very early autumn. I use Formic Pro for that. That's your knockdown, and that timing is very, very important because around September, we'll say, if we have to put a timestamp on it, is when they're going to start making their winter bees, so to speak. So bees born in September are the ones that have to get you through the better part of winter. That's why we treat just before that period so that they're mite-free, which means they're virus-free, starting that period. That's your knockdown round. Your cleanup round is what I'm going to demonstrate today. And for a cleanup round, I use oxalic acid. Oxalic acid does not get under the brood cappings. So any mites that are capped over are going to survive the treatment. They're protected by the cappings. We do the cleanup round so late in the fall, I like to do it like beginning of December, that brood rearing has pretty much slowed down and even stopped at that point. So you have minimal mites under cappings. So when you do your oxalic acid treatment, you're pretty much mite free after that. If you follow this regimen, you will greatly increase your winter hive survival rates, which will greatly reduce your budget because you're not going to have to replace bees, and your yards will become self-sustaining faster. Let's head out to the bee yard, and I'm going to give a pretty quick demonstration of oxalic acid. I'm going to be doing oxalic acid treatments today. I have about 10 hives to do in this yard. I did all my other yards already. This is my last one. I'm a little bit behind. I like to have it done by like the 1st of December, like the first week of December. I'm not that behind, but I did want to get this video out there because in case any of you didn't get to it yet, then you have the video to watch, and it's not too late for you to do it either. It's just, it's ideal to do it a little earlier. But I like to do oxalic acid as a cleanup round, which means I do a knockdown round in the end of summer, usually in August. I use Formic Pro, and I have a video on that. I'll link it in the description. Your vaporizer, if you bought the gun style like I'm using, they usually come with a little cup, and you portion it out like that. Just get a drill bit that's slightly larger than the nozzle of the vaporizer. Well, I'm going to make a new hole. I like the holes in the bottom box. Now we have to seal the hives off. They get sealed off for about 10 minutes, you know, once the treatment is all done. You have your notched inner cover in the back, so whichever way you have them oriented, make sure they're blocked by the outer cover. And you take your shop towels here. And what we do here is you take your gun. I wait for it to get up to its full temperature of 450. You hold it upside down so you can get the cup in. You don't want to dump it in. So hold it upside down, put it in there, and then right side up, and give it a tap. You'll know that the oxalic acid dropped down because the thermostat will kind of click and the temperature will start dropping really fast. We're probably going to get a little vapor escaping. And it's not that big of a deal. You're going to get, like, you know, your hives aren't airtight. So you're going to get a little bit of seepage going on here. So that's it for oxalic acid vapor treatment. So these hives were the last hives I did. They sat for at least 10 minutes, so I can take the towels off. A very, very important step that we have to do is pull your covers back to expose that upper entrance from the notched inner cover. Remember, it's not just an upper entrance, it's ventilation for wintertime. That's it. That's oxalic acid vaporization treatments. It's really, really easy. Thanks for joining me. Hope this was helpful, and I will see you next time.